Hi guys, this is Diwakar from the Innovation Roots and the Lean Kanban India 2017 organizing team. I'm here standing next to the master himself, the creator of Kanban framework. It's a huge privilege and an honor to be talking to the man himself. I just need to ask David a few questions. Hi David, first of all.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Actually, it's a huge honor again. Yeah. So I just have a few questions for you. First of all, I've been here for a couple of days, and yesterday you had launched your book, Fit for Purpose. Can you tell us about your book?
So, Fit for Purpose came about from people asking the question, how do we know whether a change we make in our organization is really an improvement? And me answering that by saying, well, do your customers perceive an improvement? And the answer really lay in evolutionary biology. When something mutates, it thrives and survives if it's fitter for its environment. And therefore, if you're taking your products or your services and you're making changes to them, you're basically mutating them. And if the new version is fitter, then it will thrive. So fitness for purpose determines whether something will thrive and survive in the market. So the Fit for Purpose book is about teaching people how to understand their market, who their customers are, why they're buying from them, and how to design products and services that are fitter for purpose and to make changes that help their products or services thrive and survive, and therefore their business thrive and survive.
That sounds like a very, very interesting book to look forward to. I have a copy of that book, and I'm sure I'm going to read it very soon. And the next question that I have for you is you were also talking about Kanban maturity model. So, what can we expect from the Kanban maturity model, and how is it going to change the market that Kanban has in India?
So that's right. We launched the Kanban maturity model here in India for the first time. India was first to get it. And really the essence of the Kanban maturity model is to help people develop deeper Kanban implementations and produce better business results. Satisfied customers, meeting SLAs, improved economic performance, so more profits, better cost control, more predictability. And really the market's been struggling with that. They've got these shallow Kanban implementations. They're not predictable enough. They're not hitting SLAs. They're not producing improved economics. They're not really getting the return on investment that they might otherwise get at a deeper level. And of course, there are many very good Kanban coaches in the world that we've trained, are part of our community, and they've done some good examples. And we've captured a lot of that case study literature, and we've been able to distill it down into the Kanban maturity model, the KMM. And what we're really doing is democratizing the coaching guidance so that a much larger number of companies can achieve those deeper levels of maturity and create predictable, faster service deliveries, hit SLAs regularly, delight their customers, and improve their economic performance.
So, by whatever you're saying, I can understand that with Kanban maturity model, next year by this time in Lean Kanban 2018, we'll have a lot of people talking about how Kanban maturity model helped change their organization by implementing Kanban.
I certainly hope so. What we've seen this week is that the Kanban maturity model is game-changing. It's game-changing for enterprise-scale Kanban implementation. The reaction from the crowd here at the conference has been really overwhelmingly positive. And many speakers today were modifying their presentations to incorporate ideas from the maturity model they first saw yesterday. So I'm expecting a big impact on the Indian market. Therefore, by this time next year, I'm sure we will have some adoption, and hopefully some of those people will be back at the conference presenting and sharing their experience. Of course, this first year is a beta period. So the experience will be positive and negative, and we'll be looking to the market to give us feedback. And this time next year, we expect the full 1.0 release of the maturity model. But still, we felt it was better to put it in the market and get people using it and have this extended beta period rather than keep it behind closed doors and amongst a very small group. It's better to let people use it. We're convinced that it's useful and it will really help improve adoption and improve the economic results for the businesses adopting it.
Yep. As you said, we are looking forward to it as well. Note was absolutely brilliant where you had talked about how you should define your identity and stick to it. So can you elaborate on, more? Of course, I was there in the keynote and I loved the keynote. Can you elaborate a little more for the viewers that we have? Because it'll be a great opportunity for them to look at the video when it comes out.
Sure. Well, the essence of the closing keynote was first who, then why. And it's the thesis of the third book in the Fit for Purpose trilogy. So the first book, the one that came out yesterday, has two successors. And the third one, First Who, Then Why, really talks about the idea that a company's identity and its sense of itself rules its decision making. And that can be a positive or a negative thing. It can prevent people from innovating, for example, because they don't want to leave their old identity behind. And if leaders are not actively managing the identity, it doesn't mean there isn't one. There's just an unmanaged identity, and it could have a chaotic effect. So I'm talking about the concept of maturity level 6 leaders. A level 6 leader is someone who actively manages the identity, helps the company define the who it is and the why it exists, and behaves congruently, that their behavior, their actions and decision making are aligned with the value system that defines their identity. And if that's true, then the company is set up to survive for a long period of time. It's capable of transitioning from one identity to another, like the John Menzies company I talked about in the speech, where they started as a news agent in Edinburgh in Scotland, and they became the second largest chain of retailers of music and computer games and newspapers in the United Kingdom. And then they reinvented themselves as an airport baggage handling company. And that was a transition that was actively managed by the chief executive at the time in the 1990s. And I'm trying to codify the concepts behind that so that we can have a lot more level 6 leaders that are capable of building businesses that can survive for the very long time and can survive through disruptive change, that they're not innovated out of existence.
Yep. I think that was a brilliant overview of what you had talked about. After this keynote, I guess most of the organizations would probably go back and rethink about brilliantly give an overview. I'm sure all the companies and all the directors who were here listening to your keynote will go back and have a look at their own identity and make sure the company is aligned to their identity and make the decisions that is best for the company as a whole, right? And finally, I would like you to give us a message. What do you feel about what did you feel about the whole event, and what kind of job do you think our team has done so far?
Well, I think once again that this has been a fantastic conference. I think people underestimate the India conference. We have a fantastic set of speakers. Both the Indian speakers are very high quality. They've got very good, pragmatic, actionable guidance, experience-based case reports. And we've had international speakers from Brazil, Australia, Belgium, the United Kingdom, United States, Turkey. Really a very international event, very high quality, and I'd like to see it be more of a regional event. We had a number of Australians attending this year, and why not more from Singapore or Malaysia or Thailand or some other countries in the region, even South Africa. Why not have some broader attendance? Well, we had some Russians here again this year for the second year running, and this is a great conference. It deserves to be a bigger regional event. It's not just for Indians, and the quality is easily as good as our American or Central European conference.
Yep. You got David's message. I hope we have a lot of Singaporeans, Malaysians attending the conference as well next year, which I'm sure we will. And finally, just to give you an overview, Fit for Purpose is just the first book of the trilogy that's going to come out. That's the surprise. And guys, please look forward to the Kanban maturity model making a big impact. Thanks a lot, David. Thanks. It was great talking to you.
Thanks very much, Diwakar.